up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel where we keep it real, raw, and relatable with our content. This week I'm going to be bringing you a video just answering some common questions that people have about parenting, about motherhood, about stepping into this new role. We're going to hop right into it, okay? One of the first questions that I want to answer is, what is the hardest part about having a newborn? For me, in my experience, I think the hardest part about having a newborn is keeping up with your rest. I'm not even gonna say rest, because of course there's times where you can rest, where you can sleep, where you can go to sleep while the baby is sleeping. That's all cool. However, it's keeping up with that rest, right? So on average, I don't really know what the number is. Well, on average, the average adult can run off of, I believe, 4 hours of sleep, 3 to 4 hours of sleep, or something like that. It's actually pretty low compared to how they want us to have, right, our typical 8 hours of sleep. Well, first of all, you're not getting that, all right? Unless you have a night where your baby is gone, then you can go ahead and get your 8 hours. But with a newborn, I definitely say it has to be keeping up with your rest, because I can get rest, but if there's a day where my son becomes super restless and I'm not resting and I'm not sleeping, then of course those hours are just going to keep adding up that I'm awake. That definitely, to me, has got to be the hardest part about having a newborn, is keeping up with my sleep and making sure that I get it. I remember when I was in the hospital, when I first had him, people would tell me, like, sleep when he's sleeping. But that was difficult because it was kind of like my body knew that there was an extension of me out there. With me thinking that, with me knowing that, just like in my unconscious mind, getting sleep was not a thing that I could just easily do, okay? Especially because I'm a light sleeper. So every sound, every cool, every wiggle, like, it all wakes me up. So I'm super alert in the beginning. Sleeping while he slept was very hard to do. Now it was cool because at some point, not even at some point, my mom was with me a lot as well. So I had my husband, I had my mom, I had support. So of course, if you don't have that support, it is going to look a little bit different than what I'm saying. But having a village definitely helps. Having a village definitely matters too with raising a kid. Like, yeah, you've had your own now. It definitely takes a village to raise a child. And not just for that child, but for that parent, for those new parents out there. Our sleep matters, right? Our eating matters, right? So that was the hardest part for me about having a newborn. Question number 2, we have, how often should I bathe my baby? Well, there's definitely people who don't bathe their baby every day. There's people who bathe their baby every day. There's people who bathe their baby once a month or once a week or 2 times, 3 times a week. And do what works for you. I will say that off rip. Just do what works for you. Some people don't have the schedule to bathe their baby every night. Some people don't have the schedule to bathe their baby twice a week. So you have to do what works for you. For me, in my son being in his newborn stage, I bathed him every night. Once his umbilical cord came off, and even before then, I would give him like little what is it called? Kind of like little bird baths, right? I would just sponge baths. Okay, there you go. I would give him little sponge baths here and there, just to kind of like keep him clean, right? He's spitting up, he's got milk everywhere, he's got milk in his neck and all that stuff. So personally, after his umbilical cord fell out, I bathed him every night. And why do I do that, you ask? Because it helps him sleep better. Now, I know that there's people that are worrying about, like, you're gonna dry the baby out and da-da-da-da. Well, first of all, let's understand that there's a difference between drying the baby out and the baby going through a process that it naturally goes through. So, for instance, baby skin peels when they're born, okay? If you have a newborn, you're gonna have a newborn whose skin is peeling, and it comes randomly. It could be at the hands, it could be at the feet, it could be in his face, it could be in the corners of his mouth, his forehead, his arms. Babies' skins are going to peel because they have that extra layer on them that kept them protected while they were in the womb. And there is nothing wrong with it either. So I don't want people to think that, oh my God, my baby's pilling, what is going on? There's something wrong. No, it's a process that the baby naturally goes through, shedding that outer layer. Now, as far as your baby being dry out, I can't say that I can relate because I haven't noticed that. Like I said, I mean, it works for me. It works for my baby. That's what he likes. And when I gave him his first bath, he absolutely loved it. He loved it. He enjoyed it. He slept like y'all think sleeping like a baby. If it was a term for it, if it was a definition for sleeping like a baby, my baby's picture would be in there posted, like, you know, like for real. He slept like a baby after that first bath. And so from that point on, I'm like, yeah, no, my baby loves water. Let me put him in the water. And of course, when he's out, I lotion him up really good. And I can't relate to my baby being dry out from having a bath every night. I'm just letting y'all know that. Like, yeah, there's a possibility you could dry your baby's skin out. But me personally, I have not experienced it. I keep them well moisturized prior to and before. And I just use, and again, I understand that certain products does not work for every baby, and that's okay. If your baby don't like Johnson & Johnson, your baby don't like Johnson & Johnson. If your baby don't like Aveeno, your baby don't like Aveeno, okay? But I use a combination. I use Aveeno Baby Wash, gentle, free and clear, and then I also use Johnson & Johnson with it's not fragrance free, but it has no parabens, no sulfates, things like that. We even take showers together as well, and I just let the water like fall on him. Oh my God, he swears he's in heaven when we take a shower together. But that's just my son, that's my baby. And so, like I said, when it comes to you bathing your baby, do what is best for you, do what works for your schedule, do what your baby likes. If your baby don't like taking baths, if your baby don't like water, then I can't foresee you showering or bathing your baby every single day. That's just not where your baby is at. But if your baby loves water and they love taking baths, like I said, personally, I haven't experienced my baby being dry out due to me bathing him every night before his bedtime. And he sleeps longer too, but I noticed when I give him a good bath and he's got his warm bottle and his butt is clean and it's dry, he will be knocked out for a good 4 hours, for real. And that's extra sleep for me, right? Because now I'm in a place where I can sleep when my baby sleep, because now I feel like more comfortable with him being here. Like, okay, Gwen, he's okay. He's not gonna go anywhere. He's fine. I can breathe. I can sleep. So that's my experience so far with bathing my son. So the next question, I had a question about breastfeeding. So how is my breastfeeding journey going? How is pumping? Breastfeeding was great in the beginning. And again, this is what worked for me, okay? But breastfeeding worked very well in the beginning. I was pumping regularly. My supply was like, talk about an increase. My supply was increased, okay? I thought prior to giving birth, I did feel like, okay, you know, my boobs aren't really sore. And I thought I associated my boobs being sore during pregnancy that my milk was coming in, and that's why my boobs would be sore. But I didn't experience that. So I'm like, dang, my boobs not sore. Am I gonna produce enough? Can I breastfeed? So I had all of these questions and doubts about if I was even going to be able to breastfeed. But when my son got here, God was like, okay, you're gonna provide for your child, okay? And I definitely did. Now, it did get to a point, well, first of all, the pump that I use is Motive. I believe that's how you pronounce it, Motive, something like that, M-O-T-I-F. But that's the pump that I use. Now, personally, I recommend that if you are a busier mom, if you are, let's say, I'm not even gonna say a neat freak, but if you are somebody who like has to do things around the house and you have to do them regularly, because mind you, I'm a wife too, right? So there's home tasks that I need to get done as well. But I recommend that if you are a busier mom and you can't afford to just rest and just be, then I definitely recommend grabbing a portable pump, okay? The manual pumps with the big old thing sticking out. And if you don't have the time to actually do it, get you a portable pump. That is my recommendation to you. The Motive pump definitely does work. It does what it needs to do. But I can definitely say breastfeeding is work, okay? You have to have the schedule for it, because if you're not keeping up with your pumping, that can lower your milk supply. So you have to regularly do it. What I was doing was kind of like an overload kind of sometimes. It's like I would feed my son, then I pump, then I get off of it, then I pump again, then I get so it's called power pumping. So I incorporated power pumping at some point, and then I just, in the beginning, I was pumping every 2 hours, regardless if my son was up or not. I would just still pump every 2 hours, just keeping it regular like that. And then my supply was really, really good. Then it got to a point, y'all. God gave me 3 weeks to breastfeed my son. He gave me 3 weeks, y'all. In 3 weeks, I'm content with. Do I want to go back to breastfeeding? Yes. Actually, I'm going all over the place, right? I'm not breastfeeding right now. I'm not pumping right now. But because I started to experience pain, and I believe that pain started to, and it's pain, y'all, we mamas, right? So I'm gonna say it. My nipples were painful. But I believe that I really started to have that pain with my nipples, and no, there's no cracking, there's no bleeding, there's no, literally everything was fine. My son was latching just fine. Mind you, God gave me 3 weeks. 3 weeks, everything was cool. But it just got to a point where it was like, yeah, nah, sis, we need a break. And so at first I'm thinking like, yeah, you know, I kind of want to go back to pumping after I like give my breast some time. I do want to see a lactation specialist just to see like what's going on. But there are stories of women just, their bodies not being able to take it because it is painful. I'm just sensitive, and maybe that's where I'm at. Maybe that's just where my body is. I'm just a sensitive person right here. So the pumping started to hurt, breastfeeding started to hurt. He was latching just fine. So it wasn't about the latch, I don't believe. Like I said, I haven't been to a consult yet, but like I said, he was latching just fine. It was not painful for those 3 weeks that I did breastfeed, that I did pump. It was not, but it just got to a point where it was just like, yeah, no, this really hurts. And I even cried one time when I was breastfeeding, and I'm just like, yeah, man, like I really want to support my son in this and give him what he needs. But at what expense, you know? Like I'm even suffering because of this. I can't keep doing this, right? But like I was trying to say at first is I believe it started to hurt because there was a mold over on my breast pump, and when I was power pumping, I would use that mold, and that mold would literally pull my nipple. Not like just massaging, not like a soft kind of sputter, but it literally would pull my nipple forward and like drag it is what it felt like. And I think that's why I started to experience that pain. Do they hurt now? No. To the touch, yes. Will I try pumping again? I want to. I don't want to completely like just give up on pumping and breastfeeding, because I know that at the end of the day, it is helpful for my baby. You know, it is beneficial to my baby. So I want to be able to give him those benefits, extra and added benefits. But right now he is on formula. And it was affirmed to me because it did kind of make me feel like, dang, I can't do this for my son. You know, I'm a failure. I can't do this and da, 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 da. But I was assured that, sis, give him the bottle. Formula feed if you have to. It is okay, and you are still a great mother. I did what I could for 3 weeks. If that's all I could do, that's all I could do. At least I did it. At least I could say that I did it. Will I try again with the next child? Whenever God blesses me with that, I definitely do want to. I am going to try to get back into it. Like I said, because I know it's beneficial for my son, but right now I am on a break. So my plan is by February, get back breastfeeding. And if I still experience the same things after talking to a lactation specialist, if I still experience the same things, then I'm gonna just chalk it up, this pregnancy, this baby, that breastfeeding not breastfeeding is okay, you know? So that's just where I'm at with it. I'm not like trying to get down about it or anything. Nobody has to show me pity or anything like that, y'all. I'm literally good, okay? That's the decision that has to be made. That's the decision that has to be made. Because at the end of the day, if mama ain't okay, baby ain't okay. And that's just how it is. The next question number 4, is the romance still there? How are you managing your marriage? If I'm being honest, first of all, if I have to think about it this long, right? I do feel like there is a little bit of a decline in the romance area. However, it doesn't mean that it's not there at all. Now, it may not be as much that we used to experience or we used to have, but it is still there. And we still try to make it our point and our mission to just do little things for each other as well. Even if it's just like saying, you know, thank you for just doing this little thing or whatever. And personally, now that I'm talking about it, I actually believe that romance isn't just intimate. You know, it isn't just about intimacy. It's about the little things. Like the whole first week we came home from having our son, my husband literally, while I was with the baby, my husband literally cleaned. That's all he did. Yeah, he helped me out with the baby, but when it came to household chores and getting those things done, honey, he was on it, okay? And I think that was one of the most romantic things I could see him do during that time, because it was like we couldn't do anything else, you know? So just having him and seeing him be so attentive to our home and be so attentive to us as well, that was romantic, okay? Honey was about to get jumped on, you know, but 6 weeks still gotta wait. But that's just how I feel about that, you know? Like, I feel like romance doesn't just have to be in the bedroom, you know? It doesn't just have to be, okay, I'm bringing you flowers. It doesn't have to just be that. Now having a son, romance is so much more out there, you know, I feel like, and it goes beyond, you know, you can't just put romance in this box, you know. That's just how I'm feeling and how I'm thinking about it. It's not just put into this box. My husband have done so many things that may not seem romantic to other people, but it's definitely been romantic to me. And two, we have a village. So managing our marriage and managing the time that we spend together and maximizing the time that we do have alone is important. I would definitely say for husbands and wives out there, maximizing the time that you have when you are with your child is important. When they say sleep when the baby sleep, I want y'all to have fun when that baby is sleeping, okay? You can do just about anything while your baby is sleeping if you two are in each other's presence. Maximize that time. If you can, while your baby's sleeping, you can do something romantic for your spouse. And I love too that we show each other grace and we show ourselves grace. First of all, you think I'm cooking every day? You think I'm cleaning this house every day? Well, it's great because, again, while I have my son, for the most part, even now going into today, because I have my son a lot, my husband already understands, like, look, household chores ain't getting done like they used to. They not. Dinner not gonna be on the stove like it used to. Now, I can get back into the groove of doing that, and that's fine. But we're only a month in. Things are not just gonna hop back to its regular schedule just because. No, we have to pace ourselves. If that's not where we are, that's not where we are. If you were married, your spouse should be able to understand that and not expect you to quickly jump on your feet. You already gotta wait 6 months to have sex. Why you think they tell you that? You think that just applies to sex? No. Take it easy for those 6 weeks. Take it easy. Don't expect yourself to get up and just jump right back into things that you used to do while you were pregnant or before pregnancy. It's not gonna work that way. Show yourself grace. Allow you and your spouse to show each other grace in that as well. And I think that that's something a lot of men should understand too. It's not going to look the same. It is going to be different. You're bringing in a whole new life. Your woman just went through this experience where she literally like an outer body experience, because there's literally something coming out of your body. Okay? And that's just how the cookie crumbles. Okay? But I'm just really passionate about this, y'all, because that is literally something, and I feel for my women for my wives, for my moms that feel like they have to still do it all. I feel for you guys because I can't relate. I feel for you guys, for real. And I pray that one day God gives you that village that you are looking for, that you need, period. The village that you need. Because it could be people around you that mean you know well. First of all, I'm preaching, and that ain't what this video is. But, okay, you guys. Next question. I think you guys kind of understand where I'm coming from with the how am I managing being a wife, a mom, and is the romance still around? I think y'all get it. So next question, which I kind of just answered as well. Again, it was how are you balancing being a mom and a wife? And just to add a little bit more to that, I'm balancing well. Like I said, I have grace with whether or not there's going to be things on dinner on the table, if there's going to be, coming home to a clean house. Like, I have grace with those things. I do feel like now that I'm a month in, I am getting back to that, which is very helpful. And honestly, I don't have my son right now. He's actually at his grandma's. So like I said, village matters. Village matters. I got me great sleep last night. Village matters. So if you have a village, lean on your village, because there's people like that too, who have the people around them, but they're not reaching out. They're not saying anything. They want to appear strong. They want to appear that they have it all together. Look, I thought I had breastfeeding all together when I was in the hospital, okay? And I ended up giving him formula in the hospital. And I was telling the doctor, like, look, I want to breastfeed, but something ain't connecting for us, right? But she had to break it down to me, like, he's still learning. He just got to this world, and you're learning too. So let's learn together. And she actually showed me how to latch on properly and all those good things. But that's to the side. However, yeah, your village matters, right? You don't have it all together, and it's okay. Ask for help. Ask for support. There is no shame in my game by reaching out to my mama and saying, hey, I need some sleep. Can you come over for a minute? Can you watch Dean for a second? Like, there is no shame in my game. Does that make me a bad mom? No. If I'm not together, my son's not going to be together. If I'm not okay, my son's not going to be okay. And that is what we have to start thinking. Get yourself together first, so that way your son, your child, your daughter can be okay. Period. Next question. How are you doing? How am I doing? How you doing? How you doing? I'm doing really good. I absolutely love motherhood. I love the new title that I've been blessed with. I love being where I am today. Do I want more kids? Yes. Am I pressed? No. I am content with the son that I have. I know it's coming though. I know that I will be one of those ones that is fruitful and multiplies. When, I don't know, that's God's timing, that's his thing. But overall, mama's doing good. I'm doing good. I feel like I am starting to get the hang of being a mom and being a wife. And I mean, yes, you guys, I know it's only a month in, right? So some of you are probably like, oh yeah, just wait till these 4 months, wait till a year. First of all, let's not speak those things, okay? Just because it was like that for you does not mean it's gonna be that way for me. The last question, postpartum. Am I struggling with postpartum depression? Do it look like it? Let's just, just being honest, does it look like it? And sometimes you don't always look like what you've been through, okay? That's a thing, and that's okay. But honestly, no, I haven't. And I can honestly say it is because of my village. It is because of my village. And I've stated before on social media that I've prayed to be here. So thinking anything less than what I'm experiencing, I feel like that's a disservice to God. Like, yeah, you can sit here and you can have your moments, and that's cool, because sis definitely had her moments. I definitely had a moment where I had like this crying spell for like 2 to 3 days, and I would just cry for no reason. I would just cry for no reason. And then when I was crying for no reason, these thoughts was like coming through my head, like, you're a bad mom, you're not breastfeeding, da 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 da. But no, I haven't experienced postpartum depression, I would say. I feel really good on the inside and out. I just feel really complete. I feel like I am walking in the purpose that God gave to me. I feel like I'm walking in that purpose. I feel like I'm in that purpose. I am literally living with the promise, living with something that God promised me. He was revealing to me over time, but sis was somewhere else. Sis was really depressed last year, not 2021, but not 2022, but 2021. That year, 2021, I was really depressed. Before I got pregnant, God literally kept showing me, kept telling me, like, no, Gwen, you're gonna have that baby. You're gonna have that baby. He's gonna come, he's gonna be here, you're gonna have that baby. But I didn't want to believe it because I was so in my head about the things that I was going through. But yes, Mama's okay. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. All in all, Mama's good. That does conclude our video today. I'm going to close it out right here. I've answered a few questions that some people commonly ask. I hope you guys enjoyed the answers. If you have any questions, if you need any kind of support in any kind of way, please let me know. I am always happy to help, in any area, honestly. Whatever wisdom I can give and share from the things that works for me, and I can give that to you all, I am always down for it. So if you need me for anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. Please don't hesitate to just say something, say what's up, or whatever the case may be. So if you feel led, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, where we keep everything real, raw, and relatable. And yeah, that's it.